John, you took on the role of captain by yourself this year, and Rory, co-captain this year. Do you see this being beneficial, having two people take on that responsibility?
Certainly. I know my co-captain couldn't be with us today, but Theo is certainly very capable, and he's a good friend of mine as well, so I'm really excited about working with him. That being said, one person can clearly do this job very well if you're willing to dedicate yourself to it. So I don't think that one particular way with one captain or two is better. However, I'm certainly really excited about having a co-captain to work with. It allows us to take on more responsibilities and focus a lot more on what we're interested in and what we're passionate about JDC West. So Theo has certain things that he really wants to work on this year, and I have things that I really want to work on. So having another captain allows us to focus more on those individual tasks, rather than having to constantly be overseeing the entire team, which is, I think, an interesting advantage for us.
So the next case competition is in Vancouver, January 2013, I believe.
Yes.
So from my understanding, there's 10 academic teams, debate team, sports team, and a social team. Where are you with planning and organizing for this year? Have you already started with that? Have teams lined up? Or?
We started earlier this year because we noticed that the teams who were consistently finishing in the top couple teams were choosing their teams earlier, and we're working over the summer to improve, which was something that we hadn't done in Manitoba in the past. So we've already chosen our academic teams. They've been chosen, and we're starting actually a case analysis course in June. That's going to run once a week, and it's going to be run by our faculty advisors with input from various faculty members as well as some industry professionals. So we're hoping that will give our teams the boost that they need to move from where we were last year, which was impressive enough, to the top and hopefully win School of the Year.
So you mentioned that the students do work through the summer already. Does that count towards credit for them, or is this all volunteer kind of extracurricular activity for them?
Yeah, unfortunately, at this point, it doesn't count for school credit, just because there's a lot of processes behind that within the university. So for this summer, we're running the course purely on a volunteer basis. We do expect our team members to be participating in the course. For some, it's difficult because they're working out of town or they're in class or something at that point. But right now, it is on a voluntary basis. But everyone we spoke to said that they were interested in taking the course because they felt like it was going to be beneficial to them, not just at JDC West, but also in their classes in terms of class presentations and group work. We also do volunteer work with JDC West. There's a charity component that each team competes in. So we're going to be running charity events throughout the year, and we'll start doing that in June. Volunteering with charities like Shinorama, which raises money for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation of Canada, as well as hopefully some other charities in the summer, and then continuing on into the fall as well.
Okay, so all the teams from across Canada, they all do charity hours then? How does that component work?
It's a competition. Basically, a part of JDC West is charity.
Okay.
It accounts for a part of your team's overall score. And you compete to raise the most money and volunteer the most hours. So Team Toba is extremely good at charity. We've placed the last 2 years. And last year, actually, as a team, as one of 11 teams competing, accounted for 1/4 of the charity hours that all the schools competing had together. So that's something we're quite proud of because not only is it good for our team, but it's good for our community.
So being this year's co-captain, what goals do you have for the team in all areas, and what challenges do you foresee in the different areas?
Well, the biggest goal that we set for ourselves was to win School of the Year. So that's first place. It's something we've never done in Manitoba, and it's not going to be easy simply because the other schools competing are extremely strong, and we know that. But we think we've given ourselves the boost that we need by starting earlier and by building on the success of last year. We think we're on the right track. The challenges obviously include making sure that our team is ready to compete at JDC West, making sure that when we show up that weekend that they're ready, they're prepared, and that they don't stumble on something that they don't make a mistake on something we could have fixed beforehand. The other challenge is getting to Vancouver. Getting 50 people to Vancouver is not easy, and so that's something we're certainly going to be working really hard on is raising corporate sponsorship as well as finding support within the business community to help us get to Vancouver and to help us be successful when we're there.
This being such a large commitment, responsibility for the captains, how did you balance this with your personal life, school, other commitments, especially it not being for a school credit or anything? What made you take this on, and how did you balance it into your life?
I'll take this one. I think it's what you're passionate about. My father always said that if you want to get something done right, give it to a busy person, because there's a reason why they're busy. I think I took that to heart because despite being a full-time student and actually having another position with our student society, I really loved JDC during my first year. 2 years ago was my first time being on the team, and just being part of this amazing experience made me want to step up and be one of the candidates for captain my year. I happened to be fortunate enough to gain the support of the team for that endeavor, and I think there's a lot of nights where you don't get as many hours as you'd like in terms of sleep, and there's a lot of times where maybe you'd like to just kind of shovel it onto someone else. But the fact is that JDC West is this amazing experience, and I think that really kind of helps you push that extra mile and fit it into your life, because it's definitely something worthwhile.
Yeah, I think I'll agree. It's all about making time for the things that are important. I mean, to me, JDC West has been the most beneficial thing I've done at university. I've learned more, I've met more people, and I've had those experiences that I believe have set my university career apart from some other students who haven't gotten involved. So I think just how important it is to me and the value that I place on JDC West makes it really easy for me to stay up late working on it or to get up early because I enjoy it and I know the reward. I cannot wait to see the team that we've put together grow and develop, and I cannot wait for the competition itself. And so just working towards that's my motivation is knowing that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and knowing that the harder I work, the more successful our team is going to be, and that's my motivation for this.
So in terms of the students, how do you go about promoting JDC West to the students? What do you tell them about the opportunities it presents for them now and in the future?
Well, the easiest thing to do is to show them a video or to tell them how amazing it is, but nothing beats out experience. So having students talk to someone who's been to JDC West before and having them tell them what it's like is certainly a great way to stir up some interest. We held information sessions and we were in classrooms speaking with everyone, and we also went after several students who we knew we wanted to apply, who we thought would be good candidates. So it was just a matter of getting the word out there and generating some excitement behind JDC West. It is a lot of fun, and I know that, and anyone who's been knows that. But convincing other people that it's worth the time and the effort and the money to go was a challenge. But ultimately, JDC West, it almost sells itself because it is such an incredible experience.
So Don, lastly, how does a student's business case competition background reflect with potential employers?
Yeah. From my experience, working in the summer jobs that I've had, I think it's just been a common theme that being able to present an idea, whether or not it's in a formal setting where you're actually presenting to your boss about, product X, but just being able to have an idea and be able to articulate that to your coworkers, to the community, and to eventually the consumer is a huge skill. And I think business cases, as Rory alluded to earlier, are essentially a business problem. A real company is experiencing a real problem with either any part of the business process, and you're there to solve their problem. And I think we solve their problems. I think despite the fact that a lot of these cases are written for past problems that have already been solved, had they been dynamic problems right here in the present, I think the three people that form that team would be presenting solutions that are incredibly relevant, incredibly accurate, and that these companies would be fortunate to take home as solutions to their problems. And I think that we really have the experience of real-world problem solving in a business context that is just absolutely invaluable to companies.
So Don, Rory, thank you so much for speaking with us today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.